I had received a call that one captured alive and one dead terrorist has been brought to the casualty, and I need to come down and examine. Out of which the mastermind Abu Ismail, he was brought dead, and Ajmal Kasab was captured alive. I remember many things of that night, watching TV, listening to the news of the attack, which was initially thought to be some sort of gang war, to later on declaring it as a terrorist attack, to knowing that few of the top officers of our country being injured, some lost their lives during that attack. And as while I was watching the TV, I getting a call from the hospital that one such person, a terrorist, has been brought to our hospital. I was then attached to Nair Hospital. I was working as professor and head Department of Forensic Medicine. So I had received a call that one captured alive and one dead terrorist has been brought to the casualty, and I need to come down and examine. Looking at the scenario at that moment, no one was sure as to how many casualties would come. So there was preparedness by all hospitals, and in which areas they would strike was not certain. Therefore, all hospitals and the healthcare system was on alert. When they were brought by police, and since they were captured, they were carrying weapons. So it was very clear that these were the two, out of which the mastermind Abu Ismail, he was brought dead, and Ajmal Kasab was captured alive. He had a wound on his hand, and he was talking. So back of the mind, I had think, suppose tomorrow they come and try to attack the hospital and take away their colleagues. So that sort of preparedness also was at the back of my mind, so as to not to disclose the exact location where they have been kept. Only a few select officers and a few select hospital administrators were aware as to where, because we are about 1600 bedded hospital at Nair, and therefore we did not wanted to risk the life of so many patients, because here we were dealing with terrorists, and therefore one has to be very cautious while handling them in all aspects, say treatment wise. No, when you say about terrorists, you realize that they can do anything. Okay, they might consume a cyanide capsule, to they might attack you. So one has to be very, very careful in it. Apart from the mastermind Abu Ismail, we had to conduct autopsies on another about 20 civilian bodies who had died at various places in the city. Those bodies were sent to us for post-mortem. So in our next few days, we conducted those autopsies. So in a routine case, till that day, it is X-rays are taken of the body. That was the first case where we did CT scan of all the bodies. The advantages being, in one single film, we could get the picture of the whole body. Second, the process was faster. Within 3 minutes, compared to about 30 to 40 minutes for X-raying one body. So with these some basic requirements, we did CT scan of all the bodies which were brought for autopsy. We had preserved solid evidences. We had taken pictures of all the dead bodies, the injuries on the body, for establishing identity to the nature of injuries. Actually, biggest challenge was we were not sure about how many bodies we would get. What would be the scenario? Where are the terrorists hiding? Which all areas it would come for? And next 1 or 2 days, rumors were there that terrorists are coming, and then everyone used to handle those grieving relatives as well as assist the police officers in preparing proper notes, giving them proper space to do panchanamas and other formalities that had to be carried out. Our duty was also important for keeping all evidences, photographic, etc., writing the postmortem notes in a perfect manner, fully knowing that this case is 100% going to come up in court, and we would also be cross-examined for the same.